Bajaj is one of the most proficient manufacturers when it comes to platform sharing. Same engine, same brakes, same frame, same suspension. This way they have managed to position themselves in different genres. I mean, look at the 250s. Same, but different. Okay, let's break it down. 50% to the 125cc class. Now back in the day, this was the class of the executive commuters. Today they have been bumped up to 150, 160cc. So obviously the 125 class remains to be this fuel efficient, boring group, right? Wrong. If you are a teenager looking to buy your very first ride and love the color blue, not in films, but on motorcycles, then this review of the Bajaj Pulsar NS125 is for you. First things first, this is the third naked 125 from Chakan. The 125 Duke is the sportier of the three, while the Pulsar 125 is meant for everyday commute runs. Does the NS125 bridge that gap? Let's find out. This is undeniably NS. It's only when you move closer, you realize that this is a smaller motorcycle. The tires are thinner, there is no radiator. But this is Bajaj's attempt to lure a young gun into the NS universe. And with this familiar styling, it's an easy entry. While some of you might think that this is an outdated look, remember Shumi's line in the Comparo video, why fix something that ain't broken? Now let's talk about what matters the most, the engine. This is not from the Pulsar 125. In fact, it's not even from the 125 Duke. This, in fact, is a downsized NS160 motor. Before you go in chorus and say, "Arey yaar," I think it's slightly nuts that Bajaj has 3 different 125cc engines in play. But let's focus. This motor will not do 3-digit numbers the way you want it to. No, this does not even have the most thrilling acceleration. But what stands out is that this is a non-intimidating engine. It works really well in the city right from the moment you open up the throttle. However, if you do plan on hitting the highways, overtaking is going to be a problem. The gearing is tall and you might have to end up shifting down twice to make your move. It will feel the best between 75 and 80 kilometers per hour, but anything beyond that and the engine feels strained. It's got a nice throaty exhaust and it only gets better when you twist open the throttle. Vibrations creep in after 6000 RPM and 90-95% of those vibrations are felt at the handlebar. You'll almost feel nothing at the foot pegs. But this is still sort of a bummer situation because it makes peak power and torque beyond that. So every once in a while when you are happy and go wing, ging, 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 it's not going to be the most exciting experience. What I am most impressed with though is the ride quality and handling. It is very, very nice. You see, the NS with its perimeter frame has always promised to be a really good motorcycle to ride. It's proven to be great, and the suspension when put together is very well set up. And the way it moves around makes some really good dancers on Instagram Reels look weak. With the 125, the weight has gone considerably down, and that has made this an even better motorcycle to ride. The wheelbase is also slightly shorter than the NS160. So compact, light and incredibly agile. City riding is so much fun. I promise you, this is what will get your young blood flowing. Okay, let's talk about braking. You have a disc at the front, a drum at the rear. There is no optional variant with a disc at the rear. In fact, this setup has actually been borrowed from the Pulsar 125, not from the NS160. As far as performance goes, there is no initial bite like what you would expect from a sporty looking motorcycle. In fact, it does not even have a strong bite at all. It is progressive, very progressive. So you want to start braking a little earlier than usual. But I also understand why, because for someone who has just gotten into the world of motorcycling, a very progressive brake setup will make them habituated to using the front brake more than the rear. Also, there is no ABS, not even a single channel unit. What the NS125 gets is CBS. But like I said, for someone who's just gotten into motorcycling, ABS of any kind would have been of utmost significance. But this is to keep costs low, and I completely understand why Bajaj has stuck to this kind of setup. अरे पेट्रोल पंप गए हो कि नहीं? सेंचुरी मार लिया है। मम्मी डैडी ना फटका देंगे, फटका। Now I know you want a motorcycle that can keep going on and on and on. Our good friends at Zig Wheels did a thorough test, and the NS125 returned an efficiency of 65 km per liter in the city, but could only manage 56 km per liter when it was out on the highway. Like I said, this engine feels strained at higher revs, exactly why this drop in efficiency. And finally, let's talk about how the NS125 stacks up against the other motorcycles from Chakan. Does the NS125 take the biscuit? Is it the cream in Bajaj's eclair? The 125 Duke, ladies and gentlemen, is like choco pie. It is delicious, tempting, packed, and expensive. It's almost 72,000 rupees more than the NS125. Yes, it makes more power, offers better equipment, might be a better looking motorcycle for some, but that price for a 125cc motorcycle doesn't make a lot of sense for potential 125cc buyers. The Pulsar 125 is like Parle-G, a household name. It's simple, affordable, and sells quite well too. While it might not have the taste to completely blow your mind away, it's an easy choice off the shelf. The Pulsar NS125, it's an Oreo. At an affordable price, this is where everyone wants to be. The packaging is spot on, the taste is unique, and when you open this packet, everyone wants a piece of it. I think the NS125 is a great first motorcycle. It's fuel efficient, sounds good, and has enthusiastic dynamics. So check, check, and check. If you look at the rest of the 125cc motorcycles in the market, like the Shine, the Glamour, the Super Splendor, I personally feel that none of the motorcycles look as sporty as the NS125. And if you want to put out that one girl in your college that you're crushing on so hard, you know where you have to go. Also, with the NS250 coming in any time now, this is sort of the last rodeo for this sort of design that has largely remained unchanged over the past decade. Now this might be the last, but it actually can be the first one you own. And that begs me the question, if you are in the market looking for that one 125cc motorcycle, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. My name is Varun Painter, and this spider, if you zoom in here, and I will see you later.